Okay, welcome back to the Body Science Content Studio here at YKTR Sports. We are back for week 12 of Team Rocket, and it is officially back to Team Rocket, boys. Jimmy, out of the last two out of the last 3 weeks, mate, you have gone 3 from 3 on the horses. So for people that don't know, so for the people that don't know, what happened was last week, Jimmy selected Sierra Sue in the Memsey Stakes. That was scratched in the morning, and he hit me up in the morning with that. We obviously got the $100 back for the early scratching, and he declared Behemoth, who went on to win the Memsey Stakes, mate. So well done. The Probabile got the job done, obviously, with your best. Regards, Marie, with a nice place for $3 a place as well. That was juicy.
Yeah, over $3.
And then we had 100 on Behemoth at fours. I think it was 390, 380.
390 week. Yeah.
I think he ran at 310.
Yeah, he'd come into $3 just before the jump, and then
but nice and early. That's what I think. That's what I got on him when you messaged me. He was currently 390, so I got 390 about it. So you pretty much got all our money back for the weekend, mate, because you.
That's what I do. Springtime.
I was sick of doing it, so I thought I'd let him.
He hasn't done it for a minute.
Well,
Springtime, my time.
Well, this is the thing. So Jesse wanted a count about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I said, "Well, there's no point because Jimmy's that far behind." But now there might be
be worth doing some investigating, eh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through it now, boys. Jimmy's forced my hand, so congratulations.
I'm going to duck eggs, so I'd be scraping about 600 profit, I reckon, if that.
Yeah, but the punters would have had a pretty good weekend last weekend, boys. Like a few, we talked about it a little bit. Masked Crusader, Probabile, a few of the better things that were expected to do well over the Spring Carnival started pretty well.
Yep.
It was good to see.
So the cream of the crop sort of coming out to play now, and it's a good time of the year sort of to make money, because as you get later into the spring, all the good horses are firing. Like they're all getting ready for their grand finals, where you can pick these races like Probable and Masked Crusader, for example. You had genuine Group 1 horses running against like open class horses, and Masked Crusader showed his like talent compared to them. Like he's better with a little bit of give out of the track, and that was a rock hard track, and he went from last to first. I'd love to see the sectionals for it, but carrying 60, as Jesse said, he went from last to first and still won by about a length in the end. So it was it was a good day Saturday.
Yeah, beautiful. And speaking of the cream of the crop, let's get to straight into our best for this weekend. Jess, Jimmy did a bit of talking then, so we'll let you take the mic.
So I'll shut him up for now then. My best.
He's feeling himself, brother. He's feeling himself.
Always is. But he's got ammunition this time to fire with. So my best bet. So I got to give a shout out to Daniel Spaz, one of the boys from down here. He hit me up on Monday and he said, "Bro, Zaki has opened up at 350. Get on it." So I jumped on Zaki in the early market. So that's Randwick race 7 this weekend.
Yep.
We've got him at $1.90, but he's simply the class horse of that race. Like the only issue, people are saying like, "Oh, is the trip too short?" But I just look at that as that gives him less meters to put on the other horses in the field. Like,
yep, true.
If I'm praying the rain, like, have you checked the weather?
Yeah, so they're forecasting some afternoon showers.
So hopefully it holds off, so the track's still on the good side.
It's already a soft 5.
Is it?
Yeah, it'll be lucky to get to a good 4. But if they get some rain, he can still beat that field. But he's a far more dynamic horse on top of the ground.
Yeah, so we've got him at $1.90. J-Max on the steer, I'm pretty sure. But I got him at 340 boosted on Neds with a sneaky 5. So if it gets up, you'll hear from me.
Yeah, well, you hit me up early in the week, and as we talked about before, so I've got a deposit limit, and when I take the money out, I got the weekly deposit limit, so I wasn't able to get on it. But I can confirm Jesse hit me up and wanted. I think it might have been fucking Monday morning when he hit me up.
It was.
But it did come into $1.90. He got a decent enough barrier 7. He's coming out
barrier 7. So he should be able to roll forward and get to a good spot, either
Just
stalking them or sit up front, because there's not a great deal of speed on paper.
Man of Peace and Dreamforce will lead the
Right,
race.
Dreamforce will definitely
and then
go forward.
it'll just be he'll be box seating behind them, and hopefully class prevails and he gets the job done, because Jesse fucking needs it. I'm carrying.
He does need it. And you know what? That Man of Peace, that he's done me head in a couple of times where when the conditions are suited, he's gone out front and just
hopefully
if the rain comes and it gets to heavy,
Man of Peace is a play.
He's a blowout chance at odds, man. Especially if it's biased the track.
Hopefully Randwick's even as well. Fuck, it's been a headache of a track lately, especially Kembla. It's good. So fingers crossed we can get some even playing field.
All right, Jimmy, you're heading up to Eagle Farm.
Yeah, so I'm going up to Vegas, and I'll be having a good lash at Brisbane all across the weekend, but I'm going early in race 2 with the horse called Fin Cial. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced. I might be wrong.
Yep.
So he's been crying out for a trip, and he gets out to 1600 on the weekend. He's bred to get out further. But last start, he was his his parade manners were the best they've been this prep. And he ran probably the best he has. And he finished just behind a horse called Release the Beans, who's pretty decent. And this race on Saturday, he's dead set racing most of the horses coming from Sunday meetings and stuff. So he's got to give them a bit of weight, but we get Jimmy Byrne on. So we get a class jockey up there. We get him on. I reckon he just stalks the speed one off the fence. And as long as the track's playing even, he should be saluting for us nice and early and get a good little profit. So there's been good market support early as well, which is always a little bonus.
Beautiful. We're just getting up those tips, mate. Sorry, I had them there. I went away. Beautiful, mate. As always, very confident, Jimmy, and deservedly so after a couple of good weeks. Moving on to the value, back to you, Jess. You're coming back to Randwick. All of your bets are going to be at Randwick this weekend.
Yeah, all my bets, I'm sticking at Randwick this week. And again, with this horse, if it stays closer to a good surface before jump time, I'll be that confident Construct can win. So in race 4, we've got Construct as my best value at 7s and 240. So he almost beat home Tiger and Malay on a very biased track at Kembla Grange last start. If he had an extra 25 meters, he would have got the bob over both. Was it Coast Watch as well?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Both Coast Watch and Tiger and Malay. He's a classy little horse. He just needs the track to be as dry as can be. So again, I'm praying the weather gods are on our side and the rain starts after that race. And Construct will get back. We've got Bayless on board again. So it is a hard horse to catch in the sense of it does go back. So it needs a lot to go in favor for him up front. But if he gets open room and the track's close to a good, he will be flying home. That's for sure.
Beautiful. Jim, what about you?
So I'm going with a bit of a purple patcher. We're going race 9 at Randwick, Cuban Royale. So we got him at $10 and $3, and we'll go on a 1x4 play on him. But he opened up $26 for this race. So there's been plenty of early market support already. And last start, he should have finished a lot closer against a classy little horse in More Profits. He had no choice to go back to last from the barrier, but then just before the bend, he copped a bit of interference and it dropped him back about a length or two again. And he picked up really well and hit the line very strongly. Meets Geist, who comes out of the same race, a kilo better off. But Geist will obviously take improvement second up, but there's a few horses who have drawn bad barriers, and I just thought from the draw, Brocky Ryan's going to just get the gun run in behind the speed because we've drawn low in 3.
Yep.
And the race just looks like a blowout race. And I reckon Cuban Royale, he's rock hard fit. The soft 5 track wouldn't be an issue at all. And yeah, I just think he's a good chance to cause a blowout in a very open race.
What did it start at? Did you say it started in the 20s and it's come in? Have there been a few scratchings, or is that just...
No, so he opened $26 and there's been 2 scratching since, but those horses, the reductions for them haven't done anything. They weren't in the money. And yeah, because I picked him out the other day because I remember his race. So I went and watched the replay because More Profits actually goes around today in the Wyong. What's there's a group race at Wyong that the sprint race.
Oh, the sprint race.
Yeah, More Profits goes around in that today. So the format of that race should stack up. And yeah, there's been massive money for him since the markets went up. He was $13 last night, but yeah, $10 this morning. So
lovely,
good,
really good push for him. All right, moving on to the head-to-head. I am a little bit worried, boys, because this is only a Group 2, the Furious stuff.
See, that's your excuse already then.
Look, I'm gonna call it early. Although there is a horse, as soon as I started looking at some of the group races and I seen my little mate was in there, Naj Marty. So I'll start, boys. It's a black booker. It's a horse that I really, I like. I've slewed it on it a couple of times. A lot of people would have watched its last race. It was in Caulfield, wasn't it? Where it just
were you on that day?
Yeah, against Par.
Yeah, that's right.
You backed her in the triple header.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I did have it in the punters club and just gave itself too much work to do. But when it unleashed and started coming home, fuck, it was flying. It was flying. I had it for the last leg of a multi just for a place as well, and it fucking ended up getting fourth.
I mean, the place of doom. You always get a fourth. When you've got a last leg place, it always runs fourth.
Mate, it was a tough watch, but it was flying, and it goes up. It goes up in the trip to an extra 100 meters, which should suit. Second up,
straight.
Yeah, second up. It's only had the one start second up, but it's 1 from 1. So pretty excited about this one, boys. I think I have a decent lick at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you hadn't got in on it straight away, Skip, 100% would have been my head-to-head.
Okay, great.
But you got in first, so fair play, Skip.
All right, Jess, what do you got? Yeah, well, because most of the time, boy, I will say most of the times I throw the race up and then sometimes I haven't even finished texting Jimmy somehow read my mind and got like what race. Because generally, I'm picking the bigger races, so he gets in nice and early. But as soon as I wrote it in the actual message this time, just in case Jimmy got me.
You deserved it anyway, Skip.
Yeah.
For mine, I'm jumping on Mallory at $13. So in the last race, there was a lot of horses that got very unlucky.
Yep.
He was closing off strong, but then just happened to cop she just happened to cop no running room in the end there, and she meets a few horses a kilo better. And in these bigger fields, you can sometimes just fucking eeny, meeny, miny, moe a winner.
Yeah, you can jag one. Odds.
Yeah, it's just so hard who's going to get the best run in transit. So if Mallory can close off, and if it is a bit of a soft track, but by then, hello. Oh, sorry, that was a delivery. Where was I?
Because I was looking down. Then I was like looking at the form as you talk. I thought you were talking to me.
There's someone going. I don't know what So yeah, even if the track has a bit of give by then, Mallory has one on the soft conditions before, and again, just needs some luck in running, and I'm sure to be flying home for a good solid finish.
Yep, beautiful. All right, Jim, and your second pick.
So I'm going with Swift Witness, and we got her at $8, which I think's overs, but it's a pretty open race. So last start, like obviously a few of these horses like 4 moves ahead and that, they all come out of the same race, but Swift Witness had no right to win last start, was 3 and 4 wide like the whole way, just on speed as well without cover, and just kept finding to the line. And for how wide she was in the run, I thought she was very strong through the line. And this weekend, she's drawn barrier 5. So there's no reason why Timmy Clark won't just sit one off the fence, like stalking the speed. Like there's a few that'll come across from out wide, but I just reckon we get the economical run this week. second up, over the Gold Coast Carnival in the first campaign.
Yep.
Like absolutely smashed them, like 1 by 3 lengths on a soft track. Obviously meets a lot better horses this time, but yeah, natural progression and fitness and drawn to get the gun run. If it stays soft 5, I'm confident. And yeah, I reckon just sit off the speed and just got to get the gap in the straight and hopefully put them away and just have too much of a head start on Najmati.
That's it, because Najmati will be flying, baby. He'll be sitting right behind there and coming home strong. I love her. All right, boys, let's go. Moving on to our sports bets. Jess, you want to kick us off with your one? You asked me if Manly will be resting players, mate, and I am.
No, that was Jimmy.
Oh, was that Jimmy? Yeah, because you've got. Sorry, you switched this week. Jess, you had Manly last week.
I had Manly last week, and I missed out.
Yeah.
I missed out on one leg there, so I'm going back to my old tactics of
this is your go-to. Yeah.
So we have the same thing I've done in the past, but this time with Parramatta and Panthers game, any player wearing 2 or 5 to score inside the first 15 minutes. That was at 310, was it, Juzzy?
Yeah, 310. Got it at 310.
Yeah, I'd suggest slapping the house on this one again. And yeah, I'd love to see sports bet statistics on these because
how often it hits.
Often these bets hit.
Because, well, apparently, since you declared it, like, I think about 4 weeks ago when you found it, I think there have been a few people in the punters.
He jammed a couple, like, he's jammed 3 of them, I think. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm just going back to this one because you always get over $3 for it as well.
Yeah, it's always around that $3 mark. So it's not a bad bet, especially if you think, you know, you probably get who are you going to get there? Brian Tyle and Stephen Crichton in particular for the Panthers. I don't think Parramatta are going to score a try, so it's basically ruling them out.
So you've got at least you've got 15 minutes for fucking 2 players to try and score within that period of time. So I assume it'll be someone if the Panthers are wearing pink, I'm assuming it'll be someone in pink crossing the line.
Yeah.
So again, it looks like money for jam, free money.
Beautiful. Jimmy, my apologies. You went Manly this week, and you were the one asking about if they were going to rest players. And by the looks of the lineup, mate, as of right now, I don't believe they will be resting anyone.
That's good.
Yeah, well, that's good. So yeah, I'm with the Bird Gang again, and keeping it simple here. We're going Manly 13 plus. I reckon they rack up a stack of points this weekend, especially after last week's bit of a.
Yeah,
they still beat the Dogs comfortably, but Tommy Turbo, he scored a hat trick and wasn't even at his best sort of thing. So I reckon the boys will want a big one to solidify their top 4 spot.
Yep.
So Ruben Garrick to bag 2 or more tries. Tommy Turbo anytime. Manly 13 plus. That's $3.50. So. That looks like some free money to me. I'm confident in the Bird Gang turning one on.
And Rubes didn't cross the line last week. So
Rubes is in a dry spell because he didn't score last week, and that's
who I needed.
And he bounces back the following week, Rubes, when he doesn't score. So
I'd say he's going to cross the 2 of the best. And honestly, in that game last week, like Sub could have had another 2 or 3 himself. Garrick went over and crossed and. Like I believe the ball was kicked out of his hand as well, but they just they didn't rule that. So I think you're right. Like Tommy looked frustrated after that game. We talked about it on the YKTR Sports Show, but they still did enough to win the game. My last one to finish us off, boys. Parramatta are putting together pretty much their reserve grade team. Respectfully, like they want to rest their big players coming into finals, and Panthers look to be full strength. So. I'm just looking at sort of where the weaknesses might be in tonight's game. And one of the spots I think they might attack is Brad Arthur's young fella, Jacob Arthur. He's only played a fair few games and he's going to have a lot of inexperience around him as well. So I don't think, if no one BA not wanting to put his young fella under too much pressure and putting him in front of Viliami Kickow, I think he might put him on the other side. If I was his dad, I'd be doing that. I'd be getting him far away from Kickow. So therefore, I don't mind Kurt Capewell, boys. Kurt Capewell on the right edge for the Panthers, and he is playing $3.30 anytime. So
I reckon we're both double jamming tonight, Skip.
Yeah, he has a bit of a 1-2 punch with him and Liam Martin comes on, and then potentially flows over to the left. And I just think, you know, in that game in particular, with so many outs for Parramatta, they're going to be playing a lot more direct and, you know, won't be going around them as much. Like they won't really need to. So I think there might be fucking just tries all like a nice even spread all the way across the field tonight. So
hopefully that 2 and 5 cross before the 15th.
Early on. So I want to get you up first, Jess. So early on, I think they'll shift, and then once they start scoring some points and build some momentum, I think they'll just start going through them. And there could be
Isaac to send some of the boys a heads up, all right? 2 or 5 to score first.
But all right, boys. Good luck on the weekend. Like I say most weeks, I'm sure I'll be messaging you tonight and tomorrow, and I'll see you next week, boys. And I'll have those stats ready for next week.